and welcome to a solo episode of the Millionaire Woman Show. I'm your host, Debra Kasowski, and I am super excited to talk to you today. Well, I escaped the city and I decided to go to the mountains for some time to recharge and do some work. And man, it has been a productive time. And it also has been just a great way to clear the mind of being in the mountains. I went to Lake Louise and just breathing in some of that mountain air and doing some reading and some upcoming things that I know you'll all be excited about. Today, I want to talk to you about flipping your focus. You know that we have 50 to 70,000 thoughts in a day, majority of them being negative. And most of the thoughts you think about are the same thoughts you thought about yesterday. So I want to talk with you today and really help you think about your self-talk. So one of the things that when it comes to self-talk, one of the greatest books that I've ever read, it's a quick read, it's The 4 Agreements. And the 4 Agreements talks about being impeccable with your word. And, you know, when we have those negative thoughts, and we snatch onto them, we are not thinking very positively about ourselves. And we are our worst critic. I'm my worst critic. And we can be self-demanding, self-critical, and that inner critic can take over sometimes. And, you know, when you feel like that, it takes you down, right? And it doesn't allow you to take the actions that are productive, proactive, and exciting about getting you to where you want to be. So I wanted to spend today sharing with you 5 tips so that you can go and shift that self-talk, 5, so that you can move forward and really gain control of that inner critic, flip your focus, and start creating what you want in your life. So as a coach, I help people get clear, get unstuck, and create those action plans that they need to implement. Because, you know, you can have all the knowledge in the world, but unless you are implementing and making things happen, nothing is going to happen. You're going to stay stagnant. So first of all, my drive down, I was listening to the audiobook of Mel Robbins, the new one, High Five. And it's an excellent book talking about the reticular activating system of how we start to notice things that we want in our view. And we're often blocked because of this blockage in our reticular activating system of what we're looking at. So, you know, when you buy a new vehicle, you know, at first you think you're the only one with it on the road, and suddenly you start noticing it everywhere. So your reticular activating system is actually on the search out for similar vehicles because now you have it in your purview. So same thing with our goals and dreams. When we start working on them and focusing on them, we start seeing that there's opportunities and possibilities around us. But if we're looking at the problem or looking what's holding us back, or not enough time, not enough money, not enough resources, then what happens is our focus is away from those things. And the reticular activating system is blocked. You can't see the possibilities because you're right in the thick of it and you're focused on the problem versus the solution. So and what she was saying is, you know, I've heard it in different forms, but I thought I'd talk to you about it today, is when that negative thought comes up or you want to get yourself into guilt or shame, she says, say, I'm not thinking about that right now, you know, and you're kind of pushing aside that thought. And I've heard people say, stop, giving them the hand signal to stop that thought or cancel that thought, especially when things are coming out of your mouth. But when I was talking about Don McGill Ruiz and the 4 Agreements, that being impeccable with your word is not only to speak kindly of others, but we need to be speaking kindly of ourselves so that we feel good about ourselves. And when you feel good, aren't you feeling unstoppable? Don't you want to take on the world and really get things done? I know I do. So let's get you back on track and help you flip your focus to where you want to go and keep the eyes on the road in front. So focus on what you want in your picture. So I brought my camera, got 2 of these, and you got to focus on what you want. Because you know, when you take a picture with your camera, you can adjust the settings. You can widen the lens. It's all a matter of what you choose to focus on. So would you rather see things close up and personal? Would you rather see the big picture to see some of the possibilities? With having a lens, you can go out and in and start looking at the details, but also the big picture. So you get a clear idea of where it is you want to go. But pay attention to what it is you want to see. We don't take pictures of things we don't want to see. So focus in and take pictures of your reality in your mind. Where is it that you're going? And when you focus in that direction, you will take steps toward that direction. You notice you're not taking, the bad days or, posting them all over, because that's not where your focus is, right? So we want to focus on things that are uplifting, get us moving, and really take us charging toward our goals and dreams and making things happen. Now, the other thing I want you to keep in mind is, what is the meaning that you're tagging or labeling to the events in your life? So you could go to a vacation resort and have one day that, let's say, the food didn't agree with you. And, it's a month later, 2 months later, when you're telling everybody about how great your trip was, are you going to focus on that one day? Or are you going to focus on the whole trip and say, you know what? These are the exciting adventures we went on. This is the food we had. And, there was one day, but it didn't take over the whole thing. So when you put meaning to the events in your life, that's where your focus is with that meaning. And many people can be at the same event and not experience it the way you did. So really think about, how do you want to focus on the events in your life? What meaning will you attach to it? Because we know that emotions attach to memory, right? And when we put a significant meaning to something, then we can, move forward. But when we move forward, when we can think of that event, we think, I can have that warmth in my heart, or I could be thinking about, the people in my life, and suddenly it triggers positive memories. Now, if I think about, something, an argument or something that didn't go right at a certain event, and my focus zooms super in to that event, then I'm going to have that negative feeling every time I think about that place, that person, that time frame. So choose what meaning you want to put in on an event. So flip that focus. And the other fourth one is about asking questions. And you can see here, my book, Let's Be Curious. I love to ask questions, as you probably guessed when I interview our guests. By being curious, you can direct your focus and your concentration exactly to what you want to put your attention to. And wherever your intentions are, your attention goes too. So be prepared to ask questions, get curious, zone in, and dial into what you want. And here's the thing with that, is asking for what you want, asking for what you need. Now, when you ask for what you want, or, I recently, someone was asking me, Deb, what are you working on? And I said, I'm working on this course and I've had it all mapped out. I just need a little bit of extra help. And she said, have you heard of a course creator? And I'm like, what? And so I have met with a course creator, and I'm super excited because we are going to be rocking and rolling and getting this course mapped out and actually beta testing in January. So if any of you listening or watching right now are interested in being part of our beta test, please send me a message, DM me, or email me at debra@debrakasowski.com, and I would love to put you on the list and give you more information. It is called the Unshakable Mindset, and be ready, because we're going to help you shift your mindset, get clear, get focused, get dialed in, and get into the habit of success. Now, the fifth thing I like to attribute to Anthony Robbins, and he talks about the intensity behind our focus. So he says if there's an event that has huge emotion, positive or negative. So let's take this event. And if it gives such intense emotion, now if I pushed it back, like it was going into the darkness, down a dark, long hallway, as the farther it gets from me, it loses its intensity. I can't see it as clearly. It's just like driving away from something. So if we're driving away from something, we can leave it there, leave it behind us. Now, if it's a positive memory that you want to pull and keep that intensity, you don't have to keep that. You can regulate the intensity of, it's like that meaning part, right? That how much meaning we're going to put, but how much emotion, that motion inside of us, how does it feel inside our bodies? Now, you can have an intense feeling that's exciting. And when you think about that event, you're like, oh, man, I wish that could happen again. Or it's a negative event that you're, pushing away, putting it into that darkness, closing the closet and keeping it there where you don't want to pull on it. So it's that intensity. So thinking about cancel, stop, or I'm not thinking about that, push away the negative thought and reframe and refocus onto that positive track. Second, again, is what do you want in your picture, right? Pull out your camera lens. Your lens is your eye. Your lens is your mind. What is it that you are going to be focused in on, dialed in on? And what meaning are you going to give the events in your life? Are you going to look at an event with the big picture and give it a positive meaning? Or are you going to focus on a small event and make it a big thing? And don't forget, ask questions. It is time to get curious. And as you ask the right questions, get better answers, and you will start getting the results that you want. And, when you ask those dialed in questions and be purposeful, remember, you can always ask a new question from question to question. It's kind of like taking you on a path, a journey, and you picking up these breadcrumbs with each of the questions you ask. So dial in, get ready, and make things happen. And that intensity, it's all up to you. Who is it up to? It's all up to you. So figure out what intensity you have behind that, what meaning, what emotion, and the ones that you don't want, put them in a closet, drive away from them mentally in your mind, leaving them behind so that they don't take up your focus and your concentration. You have some big goals and you have some big dreams, and it's time for you to focus in on those that you want to achieve. So flip your focus. And now, if you're interested in coaching, please send me a DM. Go to my website at www.debrakasowski.com. That's Debra Kasowski with an S, you can see on the banner here. And it's www.debrakasowski.com. And send me a message on the contact page there. I'd also, put in your email, there's a free gift there for you that is called Making Habits Stick. It helps you focus in the power of habit, get rid of those derailers in your life, and really focus in, dial in on what it is that you need to start doing to achieve the goals and dreams that you want, because it's all about those habits. So let's make your habits stick. As Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And I, as always, say, go out and have a great day.